Hey there, it's Lara here with another Witchy Wednesday, this time for the week of August 16th. Um, so I've been off the radar for the last little while because we're having sort of a family palooza week at our camp, and it's been a little busy and a little tiring, as I'm sure you can tell by the bags under my eyes. But it's been fun. Yesterday I was golfing. The day before I was horseback riding. We did some tie dyeing. We've done, well, you name it, pretty much. And, lots of food and drink, lots of action. So I'm a little tired and, just living in the moment here, but really had to take the time to do this because can't miss Witchy Wednesday. And this is take two because the first one I did right at the very end cut off. So hopefully that doesn't happen this time around. So I just want to quickly remind you that my e-course is enrolling and will continue to be. But if you want the deal, then you have to sign up by August 31st because the price will go up after that. And the e-course I'm talking about is Be Your Own BFF, 21 Days of Radical Self-Care. So if you're interested in joining the students that are already in class, and you can join at any time and start anytime and work at your own pace, then you can check that out on my website on the e-courses page. So I'm going to get right to it, and I'm going to show you the card that came up for us today. It's the card of disruption. Again, from Colette Baron-Reid's Wisdom of Avalon deck. I tend to use this deck if I'm feeling a little tired or maybe not on my A game, just because I'm so familiar with it, it really speaks to me without too much effort. So quite interesting. The card of disruption came up for this week for us, and we are heading right into the second eclipse of eclipse season. So on the 21st, we're going to have a very powerful solar eclipse in Leo. And what are eclipses about? Shaking things up, right? They're about disruption. And this can be on a collective level or it can be individually. And so, even though I've been sort of, not paying that much attention to what's going on in the outside world this last week, I am aware of happenings, in the States and elsewhere. So I know, this is quite appropriate in many, many ways, collectively speaking. And I think individually for many, many people too. We're being reminded that disruption sometimes needs to happen, right? Sometimes things need to be shaken up. We can get so comfortable just walking around, almost like zombies, just going through the motions. And so sometimes the universe says, hey, wake up, things need to change. You need to pay attention here, and we can't keep going the way we're going. So, I encourage you to look for the opportunity that may come with any kind of disruption. Just expect the unexpected, but that doesn't mean it has to be bad, right? And if we consider the fact that it's also Mercury retrograde, and even if you're not into astrology, you've probably heard about Mercury retrograde, which often gets a bad rap because during Mercury retrograde, oftentimes we hear of like electronics going funky or those kinds of things happening. Just the other day in this general area, there were some power outages and some kooky stuff like that. I dropped my phone in the water, fished it out quick enough for it to still be working though, thankfully. But really, Mercury retrograde on a deeper level is about rethinking, revisiting, rebuilding, all of those kinds of things, reviewing. So it's time to take stock, right? And to start crossing our T's and dotting our I's and looking at the details and considering where we may need to shift and change and review and redo things. In order to have a solid foundation so that when disruption inevitably does occur, we can handle it with more grace and more ease. So I'm encouraging you to be mindful and alert, and to not freak out if things don't go according to plan or if disruption happens. Look for the opportunity there, and you might be surprised. I think that's all I wanted to say. Oh, I had jotted down, there's a Deepak Chopra quote that this reminds me of, and it's all great changes are preceded by chaos. So try to keep that in mind, over the next week or so and leading into the eclipse and, in navigating Mercury retrograde. That disruption and shakeup is necessary and it doesn't have to be bad. Okay, so I think that's it for me for this week. Next week when I see you, I might look a little more alive, but I hope you're enjoying your summer. Unless you're over in the southern hemisphere, then I hope you're having a cozy winter season. But take care, everybody, and hang in there. Okay, we got this. Bye.